Knowing the truth can be a terrible burden, but speaking the truth can be dangerous. Just ask those heroes of conspiracy exposure past. People like Creosote the Fearful, who exposed the Roman Empire as being nothing but a collection of evil gerbils from the Far East intent on enslaving all of Rome. Or Reginald Buckleycorn, the only founding father who knew about the secret plot to elect a bag of eels as the first American president. Or the great Dewey Fabergé Spoonswallow, who prevented the first wave of moon spiders from invading Walla Walla, Washington. Never heard of these great heroes? It's because they were all erased from history by you know who. And I don't mean Lord Voldemort.
We at AJ's Really Real Conspiracies would like to note that Creosote the Fearful died of syphilis at the incredible age of 102. Reginald Buckleycorn knew about the plot to elect a bag of eels because he was the one trying to get the bag of eels elected. And Dewey Fabergé Spoonswallow was a frickin' moron.
So this week we should bow our heads in honor of the tipster who risked their very life to alert me of a conspiracy. What bravery! What valor! Today's tip comes from Varmint Coyote, and it says, there's a conspiracy of girliness hidden in the pink stuff inside your chicken wings. What? Okay, I've scanned the internet, local libraries, and the secret chicken wing archives trying to find supporting evidence for your girly pinkness chicken wing conspiracy, and I have found nothing! Now, if I were the mainstream media, this is where I would call you a crackpot, or at the very least cast doubt upon your crazy-sounding conspiracy. I mean, there is no evidence at all to link the pinkness inside a chicken wing to a conspiracy of girliness. I mean, there is nothing. But that never stops a true conspiracy theorist! All we need is a statement and the absolute certainty that there is a plot behind it, and we will continue to declare that the conspiracy is true no matter what. We will use the flimsiest of coincidences to support the theory, and most important of all, we will never admit when we're wrong, no matter what real evidence is brought before us to counter our claims. To this day, Chandler P. Bumberbottoms insists that gravity is a lie and that we are all held to Earth by invisible pan-dimensional tentacles that defy detection. He's a hero to conspiracy, and so are you, Varmint Coyote. I salute you with the official conspiracy theorist salute.
Yeah. This just goes on for a while. Let's roll the credits.
Do you have a conspiracy tip? PM it to Jason with a D to let the truth be known.
Why don't you state your name? Oh, well, my name is the Reverend Eustace T. Pone. That's P-O-N-E. Now, it's not that slang as in I pwned you or you're pwned or any kind of delinquent language like that. It's pone, P-O-N-E, like in corn pone. It's also not porn. If I find the vandals who keep breaking into my church and scribbling out the E on my name and adding an R, well, they're going to get it. I'm going to make them pay biblical style pay, like old school, like, I don't know. I mean, I'd stone them. Stoning's good for kids, for delinquents. That's what it says in the Bible. You know, if you don't respect your elders, stone it. Right there. Simple. When did you know you were a Christian? I've always been a Christian since I was born. I mean, my parents were, and so that made me one too, and they made sure to tell me every single day, you're a Christian. And also, stop wearing that dress. I liked wearing dresses when I was a kid. There's nothing wrong with a boy wearing a dress. It's healthy. Teaches them about girls without having to actually have a girl around, you know. Explore your feminine side before it gets, you know, when you're older and it's creepy and, you know, they catch you in the bathroom at Elaine Bryant, because let's face it, when you get to be my age, the only women's clothes that fit you are at Elaine Bryant. And, you know, wearing women's clothes does not make you gay. It doesn't. It just makes you pretty. What was I talking about? Do you think it's the end times? Yes. It's that simple. It is the end times. I know it. Everybody knows it. End times. Fires, earthquakes, tidal waves, locusts, disease, other things, the whore of Babylon, all that stuff. Do you think you're going to get raptured? Of course I'm going to get raptured. It'll be like, I'll be just sitting here like right now. Let's say it just happens, right? And then all of a sudden it's like, boom. Hey, where'd Eustace Bone go? Oh no, it's a rapture. And that's when you all start panicking and crying and wetting your pants, and you're like, oh Jesus, please, I don't want to be here with the suffering and the wrath and the pestilence and the demons and the war and the stuff, and having to take the 666 on my head and being killed and stuff. But then it'll be too late. That's what we're trying to tell you. Make sure to get good with God before all of a sudden, boom. I had you going, didn't I? You thought it was a rapture. I could see you ducking down. Could you pretend that I had you going? I do believe in the divinity of Christ. I do believe in the flood. You know, that whole flood thing that happened, where God was like, you know, he looked down and he's like, what the heck? What the heck happened to you people? I gave you simple rules. Well, actually, he hadn't given them any rules yet, but you know what I mean. And they were like, oh, actually, I'm not quite sure what they were doing wrong. I know I've read the Bible several times, but it doesn't really say specifics. I'm just assuming that they were all like running around naked, and God was like, I hate that. Death. Death on you. Which makes sense, because, you know, if I had that power over my congregation, you know, here's an example. Just, here's the example. We have a bake sale every Sunday. Bake sale. 10 to 12 ladies come, they bake pies and cakes and brownies and cookies. All my congregation has to do is buy at least $400 worth of cookies, you know, or a cake or a pie. They refuse to do it. Now I realize that some of the ladies that are baking are old, and a lot of what they bake tastes awful, but that's not the point. I told them that they need to buy $400 worth of cakes and pies, and they won't do it. Now if I was God, and I said, buy $400 worth of cakes and pies, and they didn't do it, dead. Well, I believe that we should have a non-secular government. We should have a Christian government with laws that are based on the Bible, and that people who are gay should keep their full mouth shut, pretend to be straight, have children, and die miserable. See, I'm a realist, all right? I'm a realist about that. I know that God made them that way. I don't think that the devil did it. Maybe, I don't know. But I think that God made them that way to test them their whole lives to be miserable, you know? And I can tell them right now, being married with a woman as a heterosexual man, that ain't no cup of coffee, because I hate it. Half the time I fantasize about murdering my wife, but I don't, because I am a good Christian. Well, that's what the gays should have to do. They should have to fantasize about being with a man, then beg forgiveness for thinking that, and live their whole lives faithful to their wives, and keep everything a secret. Just like I do thinking about, chopping my wife's head off and filling her empty skull with flowers and dancing around it singing, I'm free, I'm free. I don't do that. I beg for forgiveness, and then I just keep on with my life. It's worked out so far. Yeah. So far.